Over the past couple of weeks, we've talked to 3 Knox County mayoral candidates, and they've been a range of issues have been our conversations. These are all Republicans. We've been focused on the almost $800 million county budget, talked about education, public safety, debt services, finally a catch-all segment. Joining us now, Brad Anders, who has spent his career as a police officer in Knoxville and also serves on county commission. Thanks again for being here.
Yes, thanks for having me.
And let's talk about money, because that's going to be a factor in running for mayor. Where do you sit as far as raising money, and how much do you think it will take to win?
Well, you know, in our last disclosure, we raised like $145,000. It'll take significantly more than that to kind of win the race, and we've raised money since then, and it's just everything's expensive. You know, advertising, signs. Everything costs money, and it's unfortunate that it costs that much money to run for office, but that's just the nature of the beast.
Let's move back to the issues and where you think you differ with the men you're running against.
Well, I think that the biggest difference is the learning curve. I've got the experience and leadership on commission, been engaged in the things that are really important in Knox County through economic development, workforce development, school system. And so I think the learning curve, the small learning curve that I have versus the other 2 candidates really sets me apart from that.
And you talked about those issues that'll be priorities for you. What is your bigger vision for the county? Where should Knox County be 4 years from now after an Anders administration? Well,
what I would like to do is through workforce development is, you know, we've spent years and years pushing our kids through college. And so what I'd like to do really is while we're pushing kids through college, there's also a group of kids we need to push through careers and workforce development. So if we can raise up a generation of trades and people that can walk out of high school either into a certificate program or into a career, I think we'll have benefited the whole community, because they're making more money, they're raising their level of living, which raises our community's level of living. So at the end of that 4 years, if I could do that, if nothing else, if I could do that, I think it's been significant.
So an expansion really of technical schools, because we do have some that are underway in Knox County, but taking that model and expanding it.
Yeah, we've got some, you know, Byington Solway is a program where kids come from 4 or 5 feeder schools. You know, I would like to see, and my vision is to have a school that is the high school that is also technical and career minded, and those kids don't have to float, you know, from half a day at one school or the other. You know, that's my vision, but it may not work as far as the getting everybody on board, but I'd like to see a building that we use in the daytime for us and the nighttime for the state, or vice versa, and just really start pressing career development and getting these kids that are not going to college, and we know they're not going to college, getting them into something they're good at and they can make money at and raise their standard of living.
Brad Anders, appreciate the conversation.
Thank you, appreciate it.
We'll certainly